Hello and welcome to game 2 against DVD underscore engineering something. Alright, so let's have a look at the kingdom. What did I see looking at the kingdom? Well, we have pathfinding. We have some attractive targets for pathfinding, namely port, maybe market square if you like. So the question is how to get there. Familiar is a good junker, but I think it's too slow. I think if you get the pathfinding on a pile fast enough, the goat, which we have from the pixie, it will just clean up those curses too quickly. Plus, you'll be drawing heaps and heaps of cards. You don't really care about the curse that much. All right, so how did I plan to get there? Well, I planned. I didn't really have a good plan to get there. I wanted to build up with Cobbler. There are many cards I would like to gain here. Port, Mill, Pixie, Market Square. All of those I'd take. And then maybe I would chain something with Port, Wayfarer, gain silver. That would give me enough money to get up to pathfinding. In other words, I missed Stampede, is what I'm trying to say here. So those were my thoughts going into the game here, but my opponent did not miss Stampede from the outset, so they are going to teach us a valuable lesson here. Now, they start off with the 2-5 actually. So I saw the pixie, you could see it in the log. And I thought, okay, that looks like a pixie and a cobbler, right? That looks like a pixie and a cobbler. I would do that. But then again, I missed Stampede. And we'll talk about, well, I only realized this because we talked after the match as well. So Mill for me here, because Mill helps me get to 5 for the cobbler. Remember, I'm on plan cobbler. So DVD here has the 5, but they opt to trash with the goat and pick up our market square instead. Now, why? And why is this better than the cobbler, or why is this worse than the cobbler? Okay, so they have the pixie and they have the market square, right? So there's already, I think, a slightly more than 50% chance that the pixie trashes itself and you are able to trigger the market square, right? I don't think it's that much more than 50, but it's still a little bit more than 50. Why you trigger the market square? You get the gold helps you by pathfinding. That is one reason why. Cobbler doesn't do that. The other reason why is, as they explained to me after the game, Cobbler is not a target for pathfinding. You can't put your token on the Cobbler, but you can put it on the market square. Alright, so I got a Pixie here because Pixie is this. I don't like these cards with boons. They're too high variance for me. That Pixie for DVD didn't do anything, but the next one might be great. Who knows? And they trigger. Oh, they had another trigger for the market square, and in that case it was the goat, right? So they get the gold. So that's great news for them, right? They have the gold. Now, again, I'm still not seeing Stampede, right? Only here when I trigger this boon, I realized I had up to 5 if I trashed, and I could buy the Stampede here, but I still didn't get the Stampede. I didn't see it yet. I think it'll take 1 or 2 more turns for me to see it. I was still on plan Cobbler. I got the Cobbler there. So they got a Pixie back. Not back. They didn't trash the Pixie. I trashed my Pixie. Yeah. Here is where I see Stampede. Yeah. This is where I buy the Stampede because now I have enough money in the deck with the mill to get to the pathfinding. But I, crucially, have no targets for the pathfinding. Ha ha ha. Look, see, this is a great pixie for them. Will-O-Wisp in the early game, and they trigger their market square, and they buy Stampede. This is bleak. This is looking bleak. All the horses do come out, draw till the end. We will get to the pathfinding, but what do I put the token on? I only have a mill in the deck now. You know? I only have a mill in the deck. I will gain something from the cobbler, yeah? I decide it should be port, because when I buy port, I get an extra copy. And I could gain the port here if I want as well. Now, look, this is the key difference in our decks, right? I get the pathfinding earlier, but DVD has a nice target in Market Square, and they have 2 gold on top of that. So they do get the pathfinding, and they even get up to 11 for an elegant pathfinding and Market Square of their own. So that is very, very helpful to them. They already and on top of that, they have a couple will-o-wisps which may draw like labs. So already, what is this? 5, 6? Things are not looking good for me. And in a very, very crucial way, I don't have any market squares. So I first have to get them and then trigger them to gain all the gold to play them. Gain the port here because it draws the most cards. Gets me almost to the end of the deck. 6, no buy. Crucially. Still, I go ahead and I buy a Cobbler. I completely overestimate the value of Cobbler in the game. It's too slow. It's too slow, and DVD shows you precisely why it's too slow. They get a good boon here. They get to trash a couple of cards. But this Pixie will not trigger the market square. Just wants to draw through. And here, again, they have their pick of things, right? Pixie, Wayfarer, and Port. I gain some ports, put a Cobbler into play, so that will be for a market square. But now things are escalating much too quickly for me here. That Pixie was incredible. They gained some market squares and some gold, and they draw all of those back up. Woo! This is not looking good. Gaining another gold off the gold trash 14. They could almost just empty the market squares. If they want, they go for some pixies. I mean, they could do what they want at this point, you know? My deck is nowhere near this potential. Some combination of pixies and market squares and ports. That's totally fine for them. Look at me. Look at what I'm doing. Look at what I am doing. 2 buys and 5 coins. Yay! Wayfarer for some draw and another pixie. Maybe that should have been a market square because I don't have nearly enough buy. And it would also deny them some draw. Not that that hurts them in any way. Look, just trashing for gold and silver. And look at this. Heaps. Heaps of money. They can't quite end it here. They don't have... I don't know if they could have actually, but they choose to just take some points and make the game be in a position where they can end it on the next turn. So I take the last market square because I have to do anything meaningful here. The only way I win is if they stall on this turn. I buy some points here and on the next turn. So I'm, you know, building up my market squares here a little bit. The gold from them, I mean. Hopefully they stall, but that's my only hope really. So province here, mill, Cobbler in play will get me a port to start off my turn. Do they stall? This is no, it's not happening, and I click X here. Oh, very well played from them there. Very well played. I'm glad I have this recorded so I can go back and look at it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.